Hi guys, it's Nikki aka The Dragon Queen, and I am here to do a book haul. Recently I've purchased quite a few books and I've received some for my birthday, which was last month. I'm very excited about the books that I've received. I've already read none of them. I haven't read any of them yet. I got caught up in books I already owned, and then I bought the next two books in the series. I was reading Scarlet and Crest, the second and third book of the Lunar Chronicle series, and I immediately had to go purchase Fairest and Winter. I'm intimidated by this book a little bit. It's 800 pages, but I'm very excited about these two because I'm in love with the characters, I'm in love with the story, I'm in love with the writing. I love everything about these books, basically, and I finished Crest in like one day. I read 500 pages in a day. The other book that I got when I went was V.C. Andrews' Flowers in the Attic. I read V.C. Andrews when I was little, maybe in high school. My mom used to read them, and I forgot what this book was about, but my sister-in-law told me what it was about, and it sounded really interesting, so I picked it up immediately. The other book that I bought was Stephen King's The Bazaar of Bad Dreams. I've been wanting to read some Stephen King lately, and he's kind of intimidating with how big his books are, so I haven't really been interested. But I've read his short story before, and this is all short stories, and I really enjoyed the short story that I read, so I figured the best way for me to get into Stephen King is to read short stories and then read one at a time. And if I fall in love with it, I can just keep reading. If I don't, then I just take a break and read the next book. The next book that I bought was, again, a buy two get one free, which is what the V.C. Andrews book was. Go Ask Alice by Anonymous. I've heard about this on BookTube. I know absolutely nothing about this, but it looked interesting, and we had a coupon, so that's why I got that one. I also got Pet Sematary by Stephen King. My best friend's in love with Stephen King, and she said I would really enjoy this. It's supposed to be scary, though, so I'm a little concerned, but I think I don't like horror movies, but horror novels I can kind of tone in my head, so I think I should be fine with this one. The other book that I bought with the buy two get one free was Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. I read his first book, Uglies. I don't believe this is part of the same series. I heard on BookTube that this book is really good, and it was part of the sale. It was one of the few ones that I recognized, so I picked it up. The next three, well, first before I do that one, this one I bought because it's a Star Trek book, and I love Star Trek. I love the TV show. Original and next gen equally as much, depends on the character. I wanted to check out the book because I've watched the entire original and next gen series, and I don't really have time to rewatch the entire series, but I need a Star Trek fix, so I picked this up. The next three books were gifts. I did pick them out, well, I forgot one again. Encarceron, this book right here, it looked really interesting, so I bought it. I had a problem. I honestly bought it because it had a key on the front, and that's the only reason. But it's about a prison that comes to life, so that sounded really cool. Finally, after 3 times now. The next 3 books are presents from my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, my husband's brother. Dorothy Must Die, which Denise Drespling, who has a BookTube, is going to be really happy about this one. I didn't pick it up at one point because I heard bad things about HarperCollins Publishers, and it was on a BookTube. I don't remember the reasoning, but I finally read the article, and it said it was just a particular branch of it. So I finally broke down and just bought it because it seems like something that would be right up my alley, and she says that I would love it. And she knows me pretty well, so. I also bought Room, which was also suggested on BookTube. This book is actually completely out of my comfort zone, and it's out of my normal reading genre, which is why I picked it up, honestly. It was number I want to say number 3, or it was 3 or 6 on the bestseller list at at Books a Million. And this one is not a fantasy, or it's a fiction, but it's not a fantasy, and I know nothing about it, but I heard it's pretty dark. But I'm looking forward to reading this one, and I also heard it had LGBT in it, but I'm not sure if that's true. I honestly don't know anything about most of these books. I've heard good things, and I'm trying this year to read out of my comfort zone. I'm trying to read books that I normally wouldn't read to see if I would like them. It seems to be working for my best friend, so I'm hoping, and I'm also trying to read my bookshelf, which I'm failing at. And finally, I got The Martian, which I've heard amazing things about this book. Again, it's out of my not my comfort zone, but it's a sci-fi, and I don't know anything about it. I didn't see the movie yet. I've seen previews. I heard the book was amazing. It was number 1 when I bought it. It's not number 1 anymore. I think it's number 2 now, but it was number 1 when I bought it, and it's supposedly really good and really deep. I don't know much about it. I know it's sci-fi, and I don't usually like sci-fi, but I'm hoping that this one will catch my interest. I'm hoping that maybe if I read a newer sci-fi book, it'll be more interesting to me than when I read the older sci-fi books. Like Ender's Game was okay, but the second one, Speaker of the Dead, I didn't like. And the Foundation trilogy, I am interested in, but it's very challenging. So a lot of the sci-fi books that I've read in the past are really old, and I can't read them as much because it's really difficult to grasp what's going on in the book. And I'm not calling myself stupid, but it's more challenging, so it's not as enjoyable for me to read them. I need to take breaks, and I read them a lot slower, where I can read 500 pages of like a young adult book in a day. It would take me all day to read like 200 pages of the Foundation trilogy. So that's my book haul. I bought a lot of books, and I have a problem. Don't judge. Don't judge. It's better than crack. And I hope have you read any of these books? If so, did you like them? Let me know down below. Don't give any spoilers though. Is there any books that you recommend that I purchase or buy or read? I might already have them on my bookshelf. I have plenty of books over there. And soon I will be doing a wrap up for January. It's now January 18th, so it's only halfway through the month, but I've already read 5 books because I'm awesome. Just saying. And I'm hoping to read a couple more. I will be reading Fairest and Winter next. But anyway, let me know what you like to read down below, and I will talk to y'all later. Goodbye.